Hello! Today we're going to work on this wonderful multiplication problem. This multiplication problem is a little bit trickier than most because it is a fraction and it also has factoring involved before you can really do anything with it. So first we're going to factor this out. This first one right here, that's just pulling out the GCF. So here when we get down to it, we're just going to pull out what they both have in common, which is x. After we do that, we're going to be left with x from x squared plus 5. And that'll be that. When we come down to this one right here, all we have to do, this is a standard factoring problem, which is going to turn into x and x. And in the middle, we're going to have plus 3 and plus 5. That takes care of that. This bottom one right here is a difference of two squares. So all we're going to have to do is take the first one to start off both of them. And because this is a difference of two squares, the square root of this plus or minus on both sides. So here it's going to be 5 because that's what cancels out your middle term. My apologies. Now the hardest one out of all of these is this one because your coefficient for x squared is not 1. So we're going to take some time out and we're going to pull this one aside to work it out. And I'm just going to rewrite my problem before I continue. Now the way that I use to factor out these types of problems is that I multiply the front and the back together to give me what the middle term is going to be. I turn it into factoring by grouping. So here we're going to have 3 times 12. 3 times 12 ends up giving us 36. Now what factors of 36 that give me 13? I work it out until I pretty much come down and I see that I have 2 and 18. 3 and 12. I'm sorry. 4 and 9. 4 and 9, if you both add them together, you end up getting 13. So that's going to be what we add together to give us our 13 and to turn this problem into factoring by grouping. So I'm just going to rewrite this. And you can put either one of these numbers in any particular order. It will not affect the final answer of your problem. So here, let's say I put my 4 first, plus 9x plus 12. So now, by turning this into factoring by grouping, I look at this as two individual units. So what do I have in common here? I have just the x. So I pull this out and I am left with 3x plus 4. When you do this factoring by grouping, you pull down that sign and then you come over here. I have 3, that's my common factor here. So I just have 3x plus 4 left in the middle. Twins. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to pull one of these out, 3x plus 4, and then we're going to take these two and we're going to marry them together, x plus 3. This gives us the factoring for this tough top problem. So now we're just going to go and put this up here, 3x plus 4, x plus 3, as we revisit our original problem. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to simplify the problem and make it easier to look at. So now what matches from the top of either one of these to the bottom of either one of these, essentially. So I see x plus 5 right here. That does not mean that I'm also canceling this x plus 5. You have to have one of each in order to cancel it out. What I also have is x plus 3 over here and x plus 3. Otherwise, I don't really have a whole lot of anything else to cancel out. So my final problem is going to turn into x times the quantity 3x plus 4 over x plus 5 times the quantity x minus 5. And this will be my final answer. And that's how you multiply these two fractions. Enjoy!